who showed up. That's exactly why you should never answer questions. And you know it. That's why you giggle. Trick people into incriminating themselves. That's a horrible way to live. No, these two right here are the biggest danger here. Believe that. Make no mistake about that. She's a criminal. You know who else was just doing their job. Today's story brings us to Tempe, Arizona. Austin Davis would like to feed people that are hungry. A few members of the community would like to stop him from being able to do this.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode. Today's video was originally recorded in January 2024 by Jim Freedom in Tempe, Arizona. Jim has been following the story as it progressively gets worse for a small Arizona nonprofit named AZ Hugs. This is a community outreach organization aimed at assisting those in need back into society. Some of the beginning clips you're about to watch are from supposed community members complaining to the city council in Tempe about the homeless, and specifically AZ Hugs helping them. A couple things bothered me about their speeches to council. First was how they all followed a similar pattern of speaking and using phrases that would refer to animals, almost as if somebody had written their speeches for them. They also talked about their community and their park as if it's not something that they have to share with other people. There's a possessive nature and tone to everything they say, almost like an entitlement. All these people seem to have complaints without solutions, and it's really sad.
Folks with good intentions who feed homeless and transients in our parks only help keeping them in the region.
Good. 10 seconds.
At least until the next session, next time. Please, please, please. We have to be careful of the bad behavior and not comply with some no civility. Tempe, are we going to accept lawlessness or defend lawfulness? Thank you.
Thank you.
We know what is working here and what does not work. What doesn't work in the downtown district and then the surrounding areas are large gatherings and feedings. We know they don't work just from seeing it, but we also know from the data. It leads in a large increase in disruption for the central business district for several days prior and after, and such things as trespassing, theft, turf fighting, and the like.
These people are talking about violence. They're bringing up many examples of common homeless population issues in the downtown area and in the surrounding neighborhoods. They're bringing up things that have nothing to do with Austin Davis and him offering free food. They're happening because of systemic problems that people refuse to address.
Arizona's home affordability crisis continues into the new year. While interest rates are expected to drop in 2024, it might not be enough for those who are already priced out. Our Christine Sandwood is digging into a new report and hearing from a teenager struggling to keep her family afloat.
I'm 17. I don't even know where most of the stuff is going to go. I live here with my mom, my little brother, and my boyfriend.
Friday, Kayla's family will be evicted. With her mother on disability, it's on Kayla to work.
In my situation, it's normal to me, you know. Like, I'll do anything I can to help my mom pay the rent, anything I can do to keep my brother, off the streets.
It took one missed rent payment, and recently,
my dad dying, the memorial, and his ashes and all the costs and everything, it definitely pushed us back a lot.
A setback like that, Lisa Glow says, is enough to tip the scale into homelessness.
It's very easy to evict people here in Maricopa County, so evictions are rising. We saw even during the pandemic, we had one of the higher eviction rates, and now they're soaring again.
According to a new report by real estate data company Adam, Arizona's home affordability crisis is getting worse in a majority of Arizona's counties, including Maricopa.
Yeah, the lack of affordable housing directly impacts how many people are becoming homeless.
I stand before you today to address a matter that has been increasingly concerning for homeowners like myself: the unpermitted charitable feedings in our public parks, specially organized by Arizona Hugs for the houseless.
I would like to ask Mayor Woods and fellow council members and the city manager to stop the feedings that are going on in neighborhood parks. This is bringing an influx of homeless and drug addicts back into our neighborhood.
Recently, we observed an increase in human traffic and litter on weekends. When I discussed this with Lane and Paul, apparently individuals receive free food and then migrate into the neighborhood.
Mass feedings in the parks in North Tempe only enable these populations to stay in the area and add to the trash impact in the bordering desert. I've watched the migration of people on their way to feedings in Moore Park on bikes and walking along Curry Road.
Their argument is that trash is left behind. They use words like migration. What we're dealing with here in reality is a prejudice against homeless people. Jim Freedom live on scene here at Tempe Papago Park. I'm going to do a little bit of live streaming just to show the state of the park and just walk through and make a few points. So, like, there's kids swinging on the swings over there, kids playing on the play set, kids under the Ramada resting, people over here at the dog park. Let's see if we can zoom in. Yeah, we can. There's people at the dog park. There's people just hanging out at the benches, kids playing. So the park is not inaccessible. People just sitting by the lake, hanging out, having a good old day. And the people that don't have a home to go to at the end of the day are doing no different than anyone else, just hanging out. These people are all sitting here using this park that everyone's taxes pay for. Every time any one of these people buys a candy bar, they're helping pay for these facilities. So they should be allowed to use them like anybody else. And as I said, everybody is out here, not everybody, but there's plenty of people out here enjoying the park. And they're not being bothered by other people that just happened not to have a home to go to. They got trash bags all over the place. You can see right here on the poles, all over the place, way in the back. There's a couple on that Ramada over there. They've been setting trash bags up everywhere so that they can go around and clean up the park. And I am looking around. I feel like they did a pretty good job cleaning up the park. You be the judge. Looks good, bunch of clean grass, clean water, people just hanging out. These people just don't like to see homeless people in their neighborhoods because they're not used to it. It brings crime and uncleanliness to their neighborhoods. That's the official argument. So naturally, I went to this feeding to see what it was like, how it all actually played out, how it all actually went down. I went to see this migration for myself. And I wanted to see if there was any trash left behind. I wanted to see if there were any truth to these complaints from these Tempe city residents. So I checked it out for myself, and this is what I found.
Fostering a community of trust and togetherness and creating these safe spaces where people feel comfortable to just be themselves and just be together. That's what works.
A homeless advocacy group in Tempe says city requirements are disrupting their efforts to provide meals. Every Sunday for years, AZ Hugs has hosted a weekly picnic feeding the houseless. But the city is now telling the group it must put a pause on that effort in order to comply with a special events permit. The group is trying to find a temporary workaround to continue hosting their gatherings while they wait for this city permit process to play out, a costly process that can take up to 2 months. And while the food is a big help, the picnics are so much more than just meals. Many folks choose to accept services or even housing help from those picnics, some even coming back to volunteer at that meal when they're able.
I was living here in the river bottom too. You know, I was living out here in the Papago Desert too, and now I'm staying in a house and I have a job.
The most important part is creating a space where people feel comfortable to, be themselves, relax, get a meal, and just take a breath.
The group says they're hopeful to find a solution in the meantime with the city to allow them to keep hosting the events.
And it baffles me that the city is saying that we are perpetuating homelessness with our picnic once a week on Sundays.
He's just the guy that keeps things running smoothly and ties all the resources that we don't know how to reach out to grab. Like he connects, does all the connecting and making sure things run smoothly. And it's a really trying job, and he does a lot, and he sacrifices a lot to make sure that we get things that we need to survive, you know?
Love our community, love our family out here, and our top priority is still always making sure people have access to, you know, basic human necessities.
The city of Tempe is now cracking down on a Valley organization hosting events for those experiencing homelessness. City says the organization is not following the rules, and now they're threatening arrest. ABC 15's Ford Hatchett has more.
It's a battle brewing for months. The city of Tempe not only threatening arrest, but now denying a permit application from AZ Hugs, a group that has fed those experiencing homelessness in various parks for several years.
There's a yoga group that meets up here every week on Thursdays, I think. Been doing it for years, never been harassed.
AZ Hugs meets weekly on Sundays, offering free food and supplies to anyone who shows up, like Jacqueline Smith.
COVID is the reason I lost my apartment. And then shortly after that, I fell hard on fentanyl and methamphetamine.
Jacqueline says she's now sober because of detox and rehab resources she received from AZ Hugs after attending a meal. She isn't the only one.
I wouldn't be in the position I am right now without that young man.
But in recent months, Tempe has required AZ Hugs get a permit to continue their meals. The group applied, but continued hosting meals in the meantime, defying city code. The city council hearing complaints from some in the city at a recent work session.
While I appreciate the intent behind these events, the repercussions on our neighborhoods cannot be ignored.
Mass feedings in the parks in North Tempe only enable these populations to stay in the area and add to the trash impact in the bordering desert.
We pick up every single piece of trash.
But for the past few weeks, there have been confrontations at the Sunday picnic between the group and the park rangers and city police, some of which ABC 15 is captured on camera.
We applied for the permit. The city's saying it'll take 60 days for them to review the application, and they're saying during those 60 days we have to halt all operations, which is excessive.
In a statement to ABC 15 Friday, Tempe announcing that they are denying that permit, saying, quote, "The city of Tempe admires the compassion that goes into helping people who are unsheltered, but charitable food events must follow the same rules as other Tempe events open to the public." AZ Hugs believes the rules are only being enforced against their group's clientele.
We're keeping going, standing our ground, and pushing forward for our community and our neighbors experiencing homelessness.
As of now, they plan to be back this Sunday, gathering with a community they call family, even in the face of arrest.
If they were to come out and walk in our shoes for a day, a week, they would see that we're parents, we're brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, daughters, you know, sons. We are people too.
And I think that's a beautiful thing that needs to be preserved.
The city of Tempe hates the homeless and anybody that helps them so much that they sent Austin Davis 4 charges in the mail for violating a city Tempe code. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is he's going in front of Judge Kevin Kane in Tempe, Arizona. The same judge that has issued 2 warrants for my personal arrest. Judge Kevin Kane is one of the largest sacks of constitutional violating pieces of shit that I have ever come into contact with. So I have absolutely zero hope that Austin is going to get anywhere near a fair trial or judgment from this person. Now, if I were Austin and know what I know about this specific judge, I might want to put in a motion to change my judge, because each side in a criminal case is entitled to one change of judge as a matter of right, as per Rule 10.2 in the Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure.
Look who showed up. That's exactly why you should never answer questions. And you know it. That's why you giggle. Trick people into incriminating themselves. That's a horrible way to live. You shouldn't have told them anything. You haven't committed a crime.
So does a requirement then that you obtain a permit if you're going to
public places.
Bastards.
Hey there, how you guys doing? Doing good.
Oh, I'm awesome. Nice to meet you.
Excuse me, how far can I be near you while filming?
Preferably on the curb, but as long as you're safe, we're safe. I don't mind.
All right. Just want to keep everything documented.
I told everybody at my party that I was bringing food, so I'll have to let them know about it.
And all the information goes online.
Okay, I just, I just dropping off food. I didn't look up anything.
Sounds great.
Sorry.
It's okay. Not you guys' fault. Austin,
Hey,
Is this all you out here?
we have a private birthday party. 10 people are
Okay,
coming
where
up
is
and
that
getting food. 10 people at a time are coming up and getting food. And then we have another private birthday party. 10 people at a time getting food.
Private birthday party?
Yeah.
Okay. So then the people that are walking from there to there, what does that mean?
After people get their food
Yeah.
in their group of 10, they disperse wherever they want. We're not telling people to
Okay.
sit here or there, do
Did
whatever they
you
want.
rent out the Ramada?
We did not rent out the room. No.
Okay.
But
you know that
Ramada's
there's a
not
time
rented.
Okay, but you know that you can only be there for 4 hours with the room. Okay. All right. Well, private parties and not. I'm still seeing people walk in from all over the place, and then your van is parked on the other side. So we're doing this again. Okay.
Gotta take the precautions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to, take any consequences.
Okay. Well, I'm going to document just like we have every time.
Totally.
Okay.
You just let me know.
May I ask, is there going to be a citation involved?
No, he has not received any citations from the city of
I
Tempe.
did last week.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you did not receive a citation, Austin. The
After
officer took a
cop
report.
Yeah, he said that he was sending it to prosecutor.
Right. Every time that we've come out here, it's been sent to the prosecutor.
He said he signed it and everything. He gave me a report number and all that stuff.
Every single time we've come out here. If you get a citation, that's something that you sign. You have not received a citation from us.
That's what he called it. He called it a citation.
Actually, I watched that body worn cam video, and he did not say that.
Okay, well, what's the difference between
A
a report
citation
and
is like when we would either take you to jail or give you something that you sign that says that you have to in lieu of. So you have not been given a citation.
Okay.
By
this
anybody.
is another situation, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of, if we can handle that real quick. Yeah, this is important.
Okay.
Okay.
You know you've been served then. Have you gotten that letter?
No.
In the mail? Okay. You'll be getting a letter.
Okay.
They tried to call you on Friday. But
No emails on the You can just tell me, like, what the...
I haven't seen the letter. I just know that a letter will be sent to you on Friday. Just sent to you on Friday.
What is the letter entail?
I think I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen the letter.
Okay.
So once I see it, I would be more than
Serve
happy
like a
to-
court date? Or
No,
just a
it's
citation?
reference the status of your permit request.
They want you to start. Oh, no, yeah, they told me we didn't get the permit.
Okay, that's what that
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Okay, so they told you you didn't get the permit and you're still here?
Well, this is a private. We're doing a
It
private.
doesn't matter, private or public, right?
No, this is a private birthday party with.
There's more than 10 people. We've been watching for about 45 minutes.
Okay.
So, okay.
Well, that's
You
just
want
what
the
we're
report
doing.
number for this one as well?
Sure.
Okay. What? Oh,
That's probably the biggest thing.
No, these two right here are the biggest danger here. Believe that. Make no mistake about that.
No, I've met her before, and she's nice.
No,
She's doing her job.
she's a criminal.
Awesome.
You know who else was just doing their job? People don't like to hear that, but it is true, and you know it. You can't get around the truth.
I'm sorry, can you repeat
If you're ordered to do something unethical, it's your job as a human being to ignore that order.
Appreciate you, brother. We can handle it. It's okay. Thank you, though. Thank you so much.
Ask you real quick.
Alright. Your phone number here is going to be up top. I'll put our...
So it's the phone number to our records department if you want to get an Okay. Any questions?
I got a simple question. Okay. So the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals have just ruled that this is totally legal. It's an expression of our First Amendment rights. How does a city code supersede our civil rights?
This is all going to go through the prosecutor's office. It doesn't go through us.
Okay.
I could answer that question if you want.
I was just asking her why they keep on coming out, and specifically him, because I've been to other feeds in Tempe where
There's more than one permit that has been submitted.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
well, they denied the permit for us continuing to feed folks, but that's a basic human right.
So
yeah,
this isn't. I'm not the court, right?
Right.
I have a city code. I'm here to say, hey, you're not supposed to do this.
Right.
And that's where my role stops.
Right.
I haven't arrested him. He hasn't been arrested. We haven't shut anything down. Every time we come out here, it's on body-worn camera.
Yeah.
So our actions are all recorded.
I
Right?
know.
So.
No, I just had to ask that question because maybe you guys might know something that we don't. You know, it really happens like that because I understand it's the 11th Circuit Court, but it's something that will supersede even in the 9th District, the 8th District, the 5th District, because it is a basic fundamental right to feed people. You really can't deny people food. You're basically denying the livelihood. If they can't eat, you know, you're saying, oh, you're better off starving because. So I was just asking for my personal reference.
Yeah. That'll all go through our courts, and then a decision will be made.
Thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
So that's
Can I take a picture of the card that you gave me?
Yeah, I'd like to see that too if I could.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take the insurance. We won't take too long here. Just get some food on it.
Where?
Mall, just let everybody get some food.
All right. Are you okay with that?
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Do you want to go get some food? Yeah. All right. We got a ton of hot dogs.
According to ARS 38231, these officers swore an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of Arizona. They did this individually. They didn't have a supervisor there ordering them to do it or a boss telling them what to do. They put their own signature on the contract agreeing to do those things, meaning that they have an ethical, legal, and moral obligation to disobey any order that is contrary to the contract that they signed and agreed to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Arizona. So whatever you see one of these state-sponsored domestic terrorists saying or telling you that they're just doing their job, you know that they are absolutely fucking lying to your face. I find it disgusting that we elect these people into office to solve these exact kind of problems, and when they don't, soft-hearted good people in the community stand up to fill the void. But when a city that has this responsibility to take care of its inhabitants attacks somebody who is essentially doing their job for them, it is up to us as a community to hit back twice as hard. The best way to do that, in my opinion, is to donate to AZ Hugs and show the man that we don't like what they're fucking doing. Jim Freedom has organized a GoFundMe campaign in collaboration with Austin. I find it almost poetic when somebody donates money knowing that they are feeding somebody while also putting the middle finger up to a tyrannical government. A link to the GoFundMe account will be pinned in the comments and linked in the description of this video, along with all the video footage that I used from Jim Freedom and ABC 15.
So you would abuse your authority if I exercise my right? Whatever. I don't personally care what you sentence me to. I'm appealing everything today, so it's going to freeze whatever you sentence me to, and we're just going to kick it to a higher court. Because clearly this one is corrupt.
They turning our communities to hot blocks. Yeah, they got Glocks, handcuffs, and badges. They swearing that they hot shots. They want to lock us and throw away the stop. Watch, you know, direct deal, show you how to cop. Watch, cop, watch. Record them when a cop stops. And ignore the pig chatter when a cop talks. You don't need a top-notch camera, just a cop watch. You gotta know your rights or you lose them. So we cop, watch.